Okay, I think everybody has settled in, so let's get started. And can we start over SPALC side with check-in, please? Oh, sorry. You can go here, we don't go over there. I know.
Good afternoon. My name is Lois DeBay. I am the Chief Negotiator for SPALC. I am fine, no time constraints. Nobody's missing on our end, no elements, and our expectations is to hopefully get a deal.
Good evening, my name is Arlise Williams. I am doing well. No time constraints, no one is missing on our side, no elephants, and expectation with Lois get a deal.
Good afternoon. I am Patrice Coates. I am doing fantastic. No time constraints. Missing has been noted. No elephants. Expectations. Get a big deal. And yes, that's it. A big deal.
Hello, my name is Roger Wilson. I'm VP of SPALC. I'm doing fine. No time constraints. Missing has been noted. No elephants. Expectation, get a deal.
I'm Victoria Davis. I'm Victoria Davis. I'm doing well. No time constraint. Missing has been noted. No elephant. And expectation is to get a great big deal.
Hi, I'm Laura Rosen. I'm doing fine. No time constraints. Missing's been noted. No elephants. Expectations to get the best deal we can.
Get a deal? You don't do that, okay.
Hi, my name's Jacqueline Lineberger. I am good. No time constraints. Missing has been noted. No elephants. Expectations to get a good deal.
Good afternoon, my name is Chris Cox. I'm doing well, no time constraints, this has been noted, no elephants, expectations.
Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Evans. I'm doing well. No time restraints. No one's missing. No elephants. Expectations. Get a big deal.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Robert Zodig. I'm well. I have no time constraints. We have Dr. Kurtz who will be late this evening. No elephants, and my expectation, because we have some other items to talk about, is to conclude compensation.
Good evening. I'm Heather Leonard. I'm doing well this evening. I don't have any time constraints or any elephants. Expectations, I'd like to conclude compensation as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kevin Kelfie. I'm doing well. I have no time constraints. Missing has been noted. No elephants. Expectation, I'm going to go with get a big deal.
Hi, my name is Amy Desimore. I'm doing fine. No time constraints, no elephants, and I like get a deal for expectations.
Good afternoon, my name is Roger Lloyd. I am doing well. I do not have any time constraints. Missing has been noted. I have no elephants, and I would absolutely like to get a deal done tonight.
Good evening, my name is Course McIntosh, Assistant School Board Attorney. I'm doing fine, I have no time restraints, missing has been noted, no elephants, my expectation is to get a deal done.
Good afternoon, Michael Robichaud, Director of Insurance and Benefits Management. I'm doing well, I have no time constraints, missing is noted, no elephants in the room, and I'll go with get a deal.
I'm Teresa Bowen, I'm the Director of Exceptional Student Education. I have no time constraints, no elephants, and I would like to conclude compensation.
I'm Shannon Johnston, I'm doing great, no time constraints, missing is noted, no elephants, and my expectation is to get a deal.
I'm Marcia Burr, I am well, I have no time constraints, no elephants, and expectations would be get a deal.
I'm Jamie Browder, I'm the principal at Orangewood. I'm great, no time constraints, no elephants, and get a deal.
Hi, I'm Candy Messenger. I'm the Director of Food and Nutrition. No time constraints, I'm doing well. Missing has been noted, I have no elephants. Also to get a deal.
All right, Mark.
Mark Madison, Assistant Principal at Veterans Park. I have no time constraints, missing is noted, there are no elephants, and expectations are good.
Any questions very well today? We're all here. The expectations are how to complete your expectations. And good afternoon, I'm Donna Munzenard, I'm doing well, I have no time constraints, and my expectation is to help you get your accomplished this evening. With that, you did receive minutes, and if you've had a chance to read them over, are there any corrections other than the date at the top? That needs to be correct, that needs to be fixed or deleted? The date at the top. You said August and September.
Under page 2, under caucus, this is more so just for clarity, I believe, the way that it's reading. I just wanted to make sure I understood what it was saying. It said, cannot go any further until, and I put the district goes back for more bargaining authority. That was my change.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you would take out the semicolon.
Okay.
Take out they, scratch it out, oh my God. Oh, they, what does that say? They see? They see, take out they see. Until the district, instead of go, this goes for more, insert bargaining authority.
Okay, anything else?
And the date was already caught, I heard.
Yes. By several people. Anything else, any other corrections, deletions for the minute? If that's it, can we accept the minutes as corrected, please? Done? Very good, thank you. And on our agenda this evening, we have the approval of minutes. We did Article 10, compensation, Article 12, leave, and Article 15, duration and acceptance. And we did talk about Article 2 when we first met. That's not up there, but I think we discovered it was a minor change that we can just throw out there later on. So, I know everybody wants to start with the compensation, so we started out last time. We had some options to go from here, and Rob.
Wait, sorry. This is Story. So we heeded the information that SPALC provided, and we did go back to the board since we last met. And the board heard us, and as we discussed the salary study going forward, as we've discussed with you, they felt it was important to take money that would be used potentially to fulfill the requirements of what that salary and compensation study was going to indicate, and move that money forward to this bargaining session. What that means with the salary study and compensation study, it will still go forward, but it may take longer to implement going forward because the money's being moved to today. So with that, and I have a change since I've even talked to Lois and Arlise in a good way, we have $10.7 million of bargaining authority for the SPALC bargaining unit.
All right, thank you, Rob. Anybody else? Lois?
So can I assume that equates to about 8%, like we asked?
Yes, that's right, almost exactly.
All right, anybody else have any questions? Rob?
Yeah, so I feel like it's our job now to figure out how to distribute that $10.7 million. So the devil's in the details. We're all ears for options. Obviously, one option is just to simply spread it out equally amongst the group, or to do something a little bit different relative to years or something like that. So we have some potential options tonight. But one option is just the 8%. So I'm interested to hear what SPALC's position is.
All right. Anybody else?
We're gonna caucus.
All right, time, duration? 20 minutes, okay? Okay, everybody, quiet down, and we'll get started. All right, SPALC, call for the caucus. So, Lois, would you give us up your report first?
Yes, SPALC would like to propose an 8% increase across the board. We know there are still many employees that deserve to be trued up with the upcoming salary study. We hope that that will get employees to where they need to be. We also understand the compression, but we also see how hard it is for people to be living out there on their current salaries. So our team believes that this is the best outcome for us to recruit and retain employees, and I know it's in both our interests.
Okay, thank you. Rob, report out.
We talked about some options, including that option. We do have an additional option that we would like to put up. And I will ask those that are better versed in the financial aspects of this to provide that information.
Okay. So I guess that's gonna be Amy.
Did you want me to put that as an option, 8% across the board?
Yes, please.
Thank you, sorry, I need to clarify that.
Oh, Kevin.
So I'm gonna try to save Amy tonight. Sure, we can, both Amy's, Amy squared. So the first option would be a 4% increase across the board and to each grade and step table and market rate. A 4% across the board, and that's a 4% to the new salary schedule. So anyone new would come in at the current rate plus 4%. Existing employees, but anybody hired. Years 5 through 9, an additional 3%. And this is years in the district. And that equates to a step. Years 10 through 14 would be 6%, which equates to 2 steps, an additional 6%. Year 15 plus would be an additional 9%, which equates to 3 steps. So if you happen to fall in the first category, it would be a 4%. If you fell into the second category, it would be a 7%. If you fell into a category, the third one, it would be an additional 10%. And the last one would be an additional 13%.
Okay, anything else to add to that, Amy?
A couple of things. I did want to add one thing to the story that we talked about when we were in caucus and wanted to make sure that it was clear, because there was a question about the amount of the bargaining authority. It wanted to make sure that we reflected in story that the bargaining authority, the percentage that it is equivalent to, the 8% equivalent, is the same percentage equivalent that was discussed with the other bargaining unit. The dollar amount, of course, is different because the salaries in the unit are different. So the dollar amount of the bargaining authority comes out to be different, but it is equivalent in terms of a percentage to what the other bargaining unit was offered. So I just want to make sure that we have reflected that in the story.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Anything else, Lois?
Yes, can I ask Kevin a question?
Yes.
Just to clarify, so when you're saying people would get steps. How does that work for our folks that aren't on steps?
So equivalent to a step increase is around 3%, give or take. So each 3%, so for market rate, we would increase their current salary after the 4%, 3%.
Understanding that.
Somebody else have clarification question? Chris?
I was thinking we might need a caucusing on this because
Could I just make a comment? So I'm trying to, in this option, to address new hires, to address people that have stayed with us, to show appreciation for all the employees that stuck with us, and trying to weight that more so than the front half.
Okay, thank you. So recruitment and retention. Yes. All right, do you want the caucus then? Another clarifying question before you caucus? Trace?
Okay, you're saying that the steps equate to, okay, the 3% equates to a step. 6% equates to 2 steps. I've been here 12 years. I haven't gotten a step increase since I don't know when. So what equates to a step? I'm boom. I mean, my head is like, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, so can you ask just a couple clarifying questions so I can try to help understand? So we have people that are now market rate, and we have people that are still on grade and step. So trying to apply the same logic to both schedules, because, go ahead.
Market rate and step? Market rate is a whole different.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand what I'm writing here, what I'm seeing here.
Okay, so I'll try to step through it one more time. So a 4% increase would be to the grade and step table, and that's currently what's published in the SPALC handbook. And then a 4% increase to all the current market rates that are in the handbook as well. So that will be the new salary schedule moving forward. Now, if you're already above the market rate, that would be a 4% to that as well. So a 4% to what you currently have. Then, if you're above those years or fall into those different categories, we would apply a step or another percentage increase. More.
Thank you.
So if you're on the grade and step table, it would be a step. If you're on the market rate, it would be a percent.
Okay, do we have another question before you caucus? Jacqueline?
So my question is, back in August 16th, when we first met, it was said that there was going to be a study done. It would be 3 to 5 month study. Now you're saying we have to push it back because it's gonna take longer to do, or?
Nothing's being pushed back. The salary compensation study is still taking place. What I said was the money that is being moved forward so we can offer this amount was being held back to fulfill the requirements of the salary schedule study. So putting everybody at that rate may take longer depending on our funding. Does that make sense? We've moved, the board basically said, we want to move the money we've saved to pay for raising salaries based on the salary study to right now. That's why we're no longer at 2.7 million, we're at 10.7 million. I was explaining where the money came from, is all I was doing.
Chris?
I just want to go back to the salary, the study. You guys brought this into this negotiation. I think we need to be included in the whole process. I mean, when that comes to, if something's missing or wasn't dealt with, are we gonna be part of that right along?
Yes, and in fact, several of you maybe just talked to or to figure out what your duties are, what your job entails, the things you do, absolutely. Employees will be a big part of that. And the company's not on the ground yet. We don't have a signed contract with them. We have selected the company. But this will be taking place here real soon. And yes, employees will be included in that salary study.
All right, any other clarification questions before you caucus?
I do have additional information before you go to caucus. I believe you would want to know how many employees are in each category. So 0 through 4, 1,947. 5 through 9, 905. 10 through 14, 408. 15 plus, 979.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, anything else, or are you ready to break? All right, how much time do you need to talk? 10 minutes? Okay. everybody please take their seats? Thank you. And SPALC, you called the caucus, so do I have a report? Want to pass the mic up to Lois?
Yes, SPALC, we went back into the room and we decided we want to stick strong with our 8% across the board.
Okay.
We discussed that, but also the option we had put up and some other possible formulations of that, but
One of my directors said they.
I heard what Spell just said, so I'll leave it at that.
So I guess he's trying to watch, but he.
Do we have any other options to put up? Remember, we have our interests listed here: retaining staff, recruiting staff, fix the compression, health morale, equity, compliance. Remember, you don't have to pick just one option. You can create a straw design with several different options. So, Lois, you have something?
Oh, if I want to talk about prospective payout, is that part of the straw design or is that an option? Well, we know we don't want to talk about retro. The implementation of the raises.
Oh, implementation we usually do at the end of everything.
Okay. Want to make sure.
Wait a minute, Andy? Okay, all right. Is it how the implementation would affect the option, or just how it's gonna be done and the timeline for it?
So I guess, does this go to story? I mean, our folks have been working now since the beginning of August and it's now almost October. So how they get their raises affects them because they've already had, 4 to 5 paychecks that don't include this raise. So we want to make sure that they're getting it. And if it just fast forward, whatever the amount of checks that are left, their checks would be bigger this year and then go back to the 20 or 24 pay that they have next year.
Yeah, I'm trying to, with the help of some others, figure out exactly what Lois is talking about. It's okay.
Well, it's a way of retro, right?
Yeah, you're trying to, I guess, instead of avoiding the lump sum retro,
Which was fine with us.
just split it up
That's
into
usually
each.
frowned upon.
Yeah, I think the issue is concerned with the logistics of doing that in payroll. So, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it's a really easy proposition for.
I believe we did it last year.
We did it
with the longevity.
With the longevity, I think we did it, yes, and I think that's where they experienced the issues with it. So mechanically, it just doesn't, one of our interests there is manageability, and I think that creates a bit of a concern for payroll.
No, it's not, but we can put it on there.
Yes, please. It certainly is with the other group on there, I know,
Yeah,
so.
the other group had a lot more interest in manageability was there, but not here. All right, so I don't think we really got the answer. Yeah, all right, Kevin.
So thank you for asking the question. The longevity was kind of the same for each individual person. 8% is different per employee, so it would be hard to make sure I did that accurately and make sure it got out. So that's just my concern. Of course, we can talk about it and move forward, but I would agree that the 8% would be retro back to then July 1st. That would be the easiest.
Thank you.
Okay, so would that be another option to put up there?
I suppose it would be, yes.
Okay. Option 11.
So,
Well, we have to. Oh, and increase retroactive to July. Okay, any other options or questions, clarifications on any of the options? Or start design for us? Lois?
I just want to clarify that longevity, I know we don't want to call it longevity, but that's to stay the same, right? If nothing's changed. Oh.
Okay. So we have options starting with 1 here, the 2.7 million, which I guess isn't an option anymore. An additional 5.7 million for 8.4 million, I don't think that's an option anymore. 3, commitment to come back to bargaining table March 2024. 4, 2% in hygiene supplement for instructional support. Floaters for $500. 5, 2% in bookkeepers to market rate for 6, years 1 through 10, continuous years of service, a 2% increase, years 11 plus 4% increase. I don't think we have, that was referring back to the 2.7 million, I think. $50 per day for SPALC employees who cover classes. 3% for safety specialists in attendance, clinic attendants, LPN, head custodians, assistant managers of food service, interpreters for PHH, remainder of unit is 2%. That was another option. And then tonight we've added number 9 and 8% across the board. 10, 4% across the board to new salary schedule. 5 to 9 years, an additional 3%. 10 to 14 years, an additional 6%, 15 plus, an additional 9%, and number 11, salary increase retroactive to July 1st, 2023. Anything else that we need to add as an option, or does anybody have a straw design for us?
Not a straw design, I just want to, and I think Lois hinted at this, but I just want to make sure that it's said that where I think we're going doesn't necessarily help with the compression of the schedule. So I understand interest-based requires both parties to agree. That's why we probably will have an agreement, but I don't believe ultimately this may meet the long-term interests of the parties to fix compression.
So to add to what you just said, we thought that this spring with the salary study, we come back and implement the steps. Now SPALC will be part of this process, I'm assuming?
Absolutely, yes.
So I think that's our fix.
Up there to go back and mark, deal with the question.
Well, I think we have language in our contract about reopeners in March anyway, so obviously we're gonna have to bargain for the next year, so hopefully we have enough information from the salary schedule study at that point to move forward. Yeah, absolutely.
And then we true people up to where they belong, correct?
Well, I'm not gonna commit to any of that at this point, but
But that's the intent.
there's a potential, yes. recognizing that March bargaining would be for FY '25. Yeah.
So do we have anything to put together? Is there any option you want to test?
Thank you, son.
Amy, can you turn that for 1 second? And then of course, we'd like to test option 9.
All right, so that would be, part of the straw design would be 9.
9 and 11 are the two that we would like to see together.
Yeah. Anything else you need to add to that?
And also the option to come back.
The March?
Yeah, I can't see what number that is.
That was 3.
Yes, number 3.
And number 3? If you turn around, good. Come back to bargaining table, March 2024. Doesn't even mention.
So option 3, which was put up there by the district, was in reaction to the previous bargaining authority we had. So 2.7 million. I'm fairly certain that the salary study will be down the road at that point and we'll have enough information. But I don't want to lock us in to come here and just look at each other if we don't have enough information. I think we've always been responsive to your requests to bargain. We've never said, no, we're not bargaining. So I don't know if a straw design including that is something we could support at this time. So having said that, 9 and 11, we probably can, so.
And just to confirm, session is early this year, right? January? So we should know earlier for the amount of money for next year?
Yeah, and it wouldn't necessarily be so much for the budget from Tallahassee, it's the salary study that locking us in would concern me.
So that, we have another straw design, or do you want to take number 3 off of that?
Well, 3's already in the contract, correct?
There's no exact date, I'm looking at the language right now, it's basically, talks about bargaining sessions and then the reopener. So, I mean, it would be unprecedented for us to say collectively, or I should say unilaterally, that we don't want to bargain. I mean, I think our relationship is strong enough that we understand that we need to come back next year at some point. I don't want to box us in.
Is SPALC part of the salary study? If we have some input, then we will know exactly where we're at.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arlene?
So since we have other stuff to bargain on, why can't we come back in March? And then we can deal with the compensation last. Why can't we come back, bargain on everything else? Because then we'll have all that stuff out of the way.
We can, I mean, I think we can. I'm just, a drop dead commitment in an option is something, we've never done that before, frankly, had an agreement where we would definitely come back. Not that we can't do something that's unprecedented, but we've never done that before. So locking us in concerns me. I think I'm almost certain that we will be back at the table either then or before then, frankly. I mean, we're probably coming back with talc before then. So, but I also don't want to bypass talking this session as we sit here about leaves, because I think that provision needs to be refreshed and updated. So, I know we're talking compensation tonight, but I do want to, we're probably going to have to get back together one more time at least, just to simply sign off on benefits also. So, but the good thing is if we get a compensation agreement tonight, folks behind the scenes can start working on some things. So, but I don't want to bog us down. I'm wondering if we could create another option that the parties will confer in talc labor management to convene the first half of 2024 or something like that. Because I understand your concern.
You can certainly add that option up there.
Do you want to add another option, 12?
Yes, please.
We're even willing to say before the end of the 23-24 school year, which is the end, right, which is the end of May, early June, so.
Okay, so we have an additional option up there. And we have a straw design of 9, 11, and 3. And there's a straw design.
I believe we were removing 3, because that was the, yep, and then add 12.
All right, so it's gonna be 9, 11, and 12 with a straw design. Are there any other straw designs? Anybody want to test this straw design? Okay. Let's do it then. Let's test 8% across the board. Salary increase retroactive to July 1st, 2023. And SPALC bargaining to reconvene in first half of 2024. All those who can support that, thumbs up or thumbs to the side. If you can't, thumbs down. All right, looks like we have an agreement. Thank you. Yay.
Can you say what the agreement was?
All right, so that's compensation. We had it. Yes, sure. We just agreed for an 8% increase across the board. The salary increase of 8% will be retroactive to July 1st, 2023. And SPALC bargaining is going to reconvene in the first half of 2024. Before the end of the 23-24 school year. All right, with that, let's clear some of this paper out of here.
Well, I think, yeah, I know Lois mentioned implementation. I think it's probably fair, before we lose the momentum from tonight, to talk about the implementation publicly of what we just agreed to. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, let's go to implementation then for compensation and what do we have?
Well, we're sitting here on September 27th. Tomorrow's that fateful day. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Calfee, but I think we need some time, obviously, to implement this with our programs. So we're thinking the middle paycheck of December would be an adequate amount of time for us to fulfill the obligations to make this retroactive and moving forward. So with that, obviously, we need a TA and ratification and board approval, which we'll talk about when we finish here, but that's tentatively when we could pay it by, pending those other items, which is SPALC ratification and board approval. It's pretty important.
That is pretty important. We get nothing without the. Okay. Anything over here? Thank you.
Quickly, do you think you would have a tentative agreement out to us to approve?
Well, I think we've got to talk about leaves. So I have to send you all the updated leave language. And I don't want to commit you tonight to agreeing to that. So I want to say we're going to have to come back. The dilemma is that's in 2 weeks. So, in fact, 2 weeks from tonight, because we had to move to the middle of the week. And I'm just thinking of the board calendar. So, and you all need, I don't know, 2 weeks or whatever to do your ratification, which can't be done electronically, correct?
Correct.
So, that next bargaining session is the 8th, correct? No, the 11th. Okay. No, I think we can get it done. If we send that language to you, you guys review it, we come in here on the 11th, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we also have benefits, you said, to all right, if we come back, oh, Laura. Mike.
What's the reason it was changed to the 11th?
Yeah, we have some people that will be out, including me, on that Monday.
Okay, so we have an idea of when the increase will be coming through, but you need to look at Article 12, you mentioned Article 11, benefits.
Yeah, and while you're talking, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We're willing, if we want to look at the calendar, we can meet between now and the 11th, if there's a date that we can all agree to. And we can get you the leaves provision, you can review it, and then we can move forward. I didn't even ask my team, but I think it's important to all of us.
Right.
There is a board meeting on the 3rd, but I'm looking around, I mean, other than a couple of us in here, we may be able to, we've never done it, but we may be able to bargain that night.
Arlene?
Ms. Donna, the best dates for us will be the 3rd, 4th, and 6th.
On the 4th, there is a calendar committee meeting here.
Okay.
And I know some of you are probably on the calendar committee, so.
We are.
I can't do the 6th, so. You said the 3rd?
No.
Oh, okay.
So that means next week is out.
Because we're back here on the 11th,
On
so.
the 5th, we have ITF, I believe.
What's that?
The 5th, we have ITF, Insurance Task Force, unless we go from there to here.
Yeah, we could do the 5th. I trust Michael's meeting will be quick.
Right on, Michael.
I didn't think Arlene said the 5th was okay, though.
No, this is.
It is? Oh, okay.
I think she was looking at the IPF meeting and thinking that they had another meeting.
Can we just meet at 5 instead of 4? We probably aren't gonna need 3 hours anyway.
All right, so the 5th at 5 o'clock? If we can get
Okay.
this room, hopefully.
Yes, we'll
We'll be here.
get something.
Okay? Anything else?
No, and I will send over the leaves provision to Lois and Arlene, and then they can distribute it to their team. So we don't have to spend a lot of time, hopefully, talking about it.
Right.
And then we had,
And then you agree to tell.
correct, it is the same as we agreed to with Pal.
Okay.
Duration, I know you all put up there, which we usually talk about at the end. And then we had some language in Article 2 that I'll also send to you that we talked about with Tal about the bulletin boards and your use of, the bargaining unit's use of email. So I'll send that language to you also.
Okay, that comes about everything that's left, right? So, do we have anything over here? Is it okay waiting to do those articles for the next time? We're gonna have some reading to do in between now and then. Of different language. So, we okay with that?
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone, and even the people for being here to involve themselves in this process. Go ahead, Donna.
You want to join communications?
Yes, I will draft something and send it over, probably first thing in the morning. Okay?
Perfect. Kevin?
I'm just saying there's a lot of events to occur before the payout. So those events do need to occur before the payout. So I don't necessarily want to put a date out there, but that's just my comment.
Thank you. Anything else over here? No?
Kevin, when Kevin says events, he's talking about ratification and board approval, yeah.
So we will be back here October 5th at 5, hopefully back here. I'm sure Pearl will send something out to everybody as soon as we secure space. Lara, are you still keeping the little one? Too?
Yeah, we'll just keep it on.
Okay. Hopefully, we won't need it, but yes. We have dates all the way through, actually, so. So with that, it is 5:39, and I guess we're through for the evening. Thank you, everybody, for your work, and congratulations on reaching agreement.